Thank you very much, Edgy. I told my wife before I came here that it was the first time I put on a suit for 2 years. Now, if I can be as well dressed as his son, now that would be another. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak here. I want to speak to you about more, actually, than India. I have entitled my speech, "The New Nazism." When Adolf Hitler's Nazi regime, Japan's Hirohito, and the Stalinist Soviet Union were defeated, many hoped that Nazism and communism were vanquished. But today, Nazi and communist regimes again rule half the people of the world. Nazism and its communist variant are not opposites. They're twin brothers. The so-called left-right spectrum is a systematically misleading expression. The political spectrum is actually a circle, with one axis being openness to change, the other axis being tolerance for liberty. Nazis and communists and religious zealots have no tolerance for liberty. They are enemies of liberty. They would lock societies into the chains of tyranny. We are here today to declare that we will oppose all tyrants. We will fight everywhere for freedom of religion, because that freedom is the freedom for the human soul. China commits genocide against Tibetans and Uyghurs with impunity. It has built a high-tech totalitarian world with cameras, artificial intelligence, and facial recognition that George Orwell could only imagine. Russia's Putin is destroying entire Ukrainian cities and murders and forcibly displaces their people in a new form of genocide, urbicide, the destruction of urban areas, the intentional destruction of cities. And the intentional destruction of a city is the intentional destruction of part of a national group. It is genocide. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates destroy Yemeni cities with American smart bombs and finance an intolerant Islam while controlling Islam's holiest places. Iran sponsors terrorists around the world while it declares its intent to destroy Israel. And India's Modi and his BJP exclude Muslims from their program of Hindutva, a conspiracy to convert India into a Hindu state. And here in America, we can't point a finger. Our own president, Donald Trump, attempted a coup d'etat that would have destroyed American democracy. The evidence is now being portrayed on television. He preaches racism, hatred, and fear of Muslims, and division of Americans into patriots and traitors. His narcissistic personality disorder has trapped much of the Republican Party into a cult of personality blinded by his lies. This is Nazism. Make no mistake about it. The leaders of these movements are Nazis. They're racists, dedicated to the triumph of their own race or religion. Chinese, Russian, Sunni, Shia, Hindu, white. They are nationalists who would deny basic human rights to anyone not in their race, their religion, or their nation. This combination of racism, bigotry, and nationalism is at the heart of Nazism. It is the ammonium nitrate mixed with fuel oil that, when ignited by hatred, explodes into war and genocide. But we're here today to declare that we will oppose all tyranny. Because freedom is the freedom of the human soul. And each person is the stuff of the stars. Each of us was created by the force that created the universe. Love is God's force, personally expressed. Justice is God's force, socially expressed. A lady who I met during the Ukrainian independence movement back in 1990, a little babushka about 4'10", was at an Orthodox church in Kyiv as I was there. I was legal advisor for the Ukrainian independence movement. And she pulled me down by my lapels like this. She pulled me down to the level of her eyes. And she said, "We will win." I didn't understand her at first. So she pulled me down again. She said, "We will win. We will win. Because it is God's work."